Okay, y'all, come on in. I'm pulling another fast one today. It's time to cook Sunday dinner. I just got in from church. I didn't even take my clothes off, so I started doing my prep work. So I'm gonna let y'all see where I am right here because this is gonna be a fast and furious dinner, but it's gonna be a oh so good dinner. On the menu today is gonna be fried pork chops, sweet potato souffle, stir fried cabbage, and corn muffins. So come on in and let's see where we are right now. Okay. Over here, I've already peeled my sweet potatoes. Got them ready to go into this boiling water. And let me just go ahead and give you the recipe for this sweet potato souffle. This is something I learned from my mother long time ago. Um, and it is also, so I don't forget to say this same mixture that I'm making is the same mixture that I use for my sweet potato pie. So it's going to be a sweet potato souffle. See a little spot or two I need to cut off there. So I went ahead and peeled them. I'm going to put them in there whole. And it's going to take a good 45 minutes probably to boil these while I'm doing something else. And once I get them boiled up, after that 45-minute time frame, that's 4 medium-sized sweet potatoes peeled, and I just, how to put the water in there, have the water covering them. And I'm going to boil them, try about 1 hour, and I think about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on, there are different kinds of sweet potatoes, so I don't know if this is going to be one of those long, drawn-out boiled ones or not, because you got yams and then you got sweet potatoes. To be honest with you, I can't tell the difference unless the sign says so. So anyway, got my sweet potatoes going. When they get done, I'm going to mash them up and I'm going to put all my other ingredients in there. And I think I'll just wait and give you the whole recipe when I get ready to mash them up after they've cooked. I'm just going to cover them just slightly like that. And of course, you see my pork chops laid out there on the side. I think there's 10 in that pack. I don't know who's going to be on the flavor train today, but they're going to get fried pork chops today. And then, of course, like I said, I'm going to do some stir-fried cabbage. And because this is going to be one of those real quick meals today, I didn't buy a whole cabbage. I went ahead and I purchased some already shredded up cabbage and usually use that for coleslaw. But my people don't do coleslaw that much. So to get my green veggies in, I'm just going to do a cabbage stir fry and do some cornbread. I'm going to chop up some onions in that shredded up cabbage and some green peppers, and then I'll season it up with everything I got up there in the cabinet. Okay, so I'm going to come back to you shortly, and I'm going to let you see how I progress, because like I said, those potatoes have to boil for about an hour. And when I get ready to do the cabbage, I will come back and let you see the full process on the cabbage. And of course, the pork chops, that's pretty straightforward. You just season them, bread them, and drop them in the hot grease. But anyway, every step of the way, you're going to pretty much see what I'm doing. So, this is what we're having for Sunday dinner. I got to get busy, y'all, because you know what? It is 2:02, and this dinner has got to be ready by 3:30. So, I got about a good hour and a half. But you know what? I'll get it done. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. Okay, y'all, those sweet potatoes are done. I got them in the mixer, and I've already added 2 eggs in there and a half a stick of butter. So the rest of the ingredients that I'm going to be putting in there today is going to be, we're going to use an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Remember I told you, I'm sorry, a fourth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Just a little bit, just something to season it up, just to give it that sweet potato souffle flavor. So, I'm going to get all the ingredients in, then I'm going to come back and tell you everything all over again, because before I left, I already told you that I put in there 4 medium sweet potatoes. I boiled them it did take a good hour for them to boil all the way through to get nice and soft. I've got 2 eggs, 1/2 of a stick of butter, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and I'm going to put in, because normally what I do, I don't just put stuff in and fold it in. I want to put in a couple of teaspoons of vanilla flavor. Somebody having to squeeze that bottle of vanilla flavor. Gotta go to the store and get some more. And I already put in also a fourth of a teaspoon of salt. I always put salt in there. Salt sort of blends out the sugar and make it give to me, it gives it a little bit of extra butter flavor. And then I always put my extra dash for good measure. So we got everything in there except for the milk. I'm gonna put, of course, we gotta put sugar in there. So to that, I'm going to add a cup. Of course, you know I use brown sugar. I don't pack it too much, so we'll do for this amount. I'm gonna do a cup of packed brown sugar. Okay. You know, for me, what I go ahead and do is put all my ingredients in and just start mixing. Now, let me tell you something about meat and sweet potatoes. I don't know how a lot of other people do it. I do not like strings in my sweet potatoes. If I get strings in them, I have a real hard time. So, what you were going to see me do today, and I'm only going to do it a couple times, but I'm going to tell you, if you want the smoothest, string-free sweet potato pie filling for souffle or for sweet potatoes or just to have a little side dish, you're going to have to put those sweet potatoes through this mixture about 5 or 6 times and rinse those blades off, because here's what happens. I learned this when I was 6 years old, because that's the age I was when my mom started teaching me how to cook. She told me she had this little old hand mixer, and she would show me how when you mix the sweet potatoes with a mixer, the strings catch onto the blades. How about that? So then what you do when you see the strings have caught onto the blade, you just take the blade. It's a little drawn out a little bit, but not too much. It's well worth it. You just take the beaters out, rinse them off, put them back on, beat them some more. And if there are a lot of strings still in there, what I do is I just take them off and on and rinse them until I get all the strings, till I don't see any strings anymore. Okay? So now, so I don't forget that while I'm going through this process. Also, for right now, it just depends, I'm going to put a half a cup of milk in there. Okay? And also, when I get to a certain point, once I get these strings out, I'm going to do probably a tablespoon of flour or biscuit, whatever I've got over there in the cabinet, to help thicken it a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to make it suffer you through the whole process of me taking those strings out. But I just want to show, I'm going to just show you a couple times what it looks like. So what I do is just go ahead and start my process. And that'll get everything, you can see. Everything's going pretty good. I need to turn it down a little bit. Now here's how I do to test for the strings. You have to lift this back. Okay, it's kind of too thick, but you can see strings hanging out. So I know these potatoes got a few strings in them. So I'm going to keep mixing and blending until I get all those strings out. So it's the strings that catch on to the beaters is what I'm after. Okay, I've taken those beaters off, but you see all those strings. Now those are some big strings in those potatoes. I don't mind losing that much to get rid of those strings. So I don't know if you do this to yours, but I can't deal with those strings. So they're going to go over to the sink, and I'm going to rinse them off, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're on the second round. We're going to see how many strings we pull out the second time. And so you get the gist of what I'm doing to get those strings out. Turn it down a little bit. I don't know, maybe you already know to do this. I don't know, but my mom taught me this. Like I said, when I was 6 years old, and ever since, every time I do my sweet potatoes, I always go through this little process here. You don't really have to do that long to get to the time number 2. Again, what I do is just take them, sort of do it like that, because the strings are going to stick to the, now if they're huge like that first set was, and during this process, I will probably lose a 1/4 of a cup. That's all. I can sacrifice a 1/4 of a cup to know that I'm, see all those strings, see those big strings right there? Can you see them? See the strings? See, I can't do those strings. So these seem to have a lot of strings in them. So all I do is just pull the blades out, pull the beaters out, and all those big strings on there. See? Y'all see? So what we're gonna do is just continue to do that until I see no strings. Okay, I believe this is gonna be the last time I had to go away from you because I knew those potatoes were stringy. I've done it 5 times, so number 6 I think is going to be a charm. So let's see what happens. This is time number 6, so let's see. Okay, here we go. See, got one little string there. I can live with that, but those big strings that we were seeing earlier, could not live with them. So I think this sweet potato souffle, see now how better the there's some small strings still in there. I think I'm gonna turn it one more time. For whatever reason, these particular potatoes were full of strings by my estimation. So just so I'm not sitting eating and get strings in my mouth. I can't. And once I get the strings in my mouth, the eating process for me stops. I just cannot do it. There's going, well, thought 6 times is going to be a charm. Seems like it's going to be 7. I'm for sure 7 is going to be good. I'm not going to, I don't think that, those little, and when you'll see a little bit of strings in there, and the little fine strings there, they're not bad. But those big ones, I can't do the big ones. So we're going to make this be the last and final time. Okay, there we go. Now I feel good about it. So here we've got our sweet potato souffle, or this could be sweet potato pie filling. And this is what I'll start doing next month. I'll make batches and batches of this and freeze it for my sweet potato pies. But today, I'm just going to do it up as a sweet potato souffle. What I'm going to do with it is I don't put anything else in it. Some people put raisins and nuts. You know, they put a topping on it or whatever. All I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put it into my baking dish here. I got my oven on 350. And because this is part of dinner, it's not really necessarily a dessert unless you want it to be. So, got it in the pan. And I'm ready to put it in there to bake it. And it's going to bake for about an hour because it has to firm up and cook all the way through. Because remember, we got eggs in there. So, we got raw eggs in there. So, it needs to stay in there long enough to cook all the way through. So this is my sweet potato souffle. And when it comes out of the oven, I'll let you look at it and see what it looks like. Okay? So now it's oven time on 350 degrees for an hour. Okay, y'all, the last of this meal is coming out of the skillet. Got 2 last pork chops. I just need to drain them on that piece of paper towel there. Get them out of there. So the pork chops are done. So we've done, I think we've fried pork chops before, so we didn't need to go step by step. So, you know, just season them up real good, batter them, and fry them. I'm going to get this. I got my little extra small helper here today, so I have to get things sort of situated and out his way. So I'm just going to put that on in the oven there. Okay, these are good and drained. So So those are good to go. So we got those nice pork chops done. And here's the potato souffle all done and ready. That's what I want to go see. So this is a first timer for the sweet potato souffle. So if you remember in the beginning of the video, I talked to you about how to make it. So we got the pork chops, corn muffins, and good old stir-fried cabbage. And what I use for this is just some shredded cabbage. Used just a pound-sized bag of that. I had a 2-pound bag. I used all but about maybe a ½ pound of it. So that's plenty. Just season it up like I would stir-fried rice. The same kind of seasoning. Just salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, a little tad of vinegar in there, a tablespoon of brown sugar in there just to give it that little pizzazz. And it's all flavored up and ready to go on the plate. So in a few minutes, I want to serve it up and show you what it looks like. Okay, there it is, y'all. One more time. It's Sunday dinner on the table. I've got a couple of nice thin pork chops, some sweet potato souffle, stir-fried cabbage, and some corn muffins, and of course, you know, a glass of cold lemonade to wash it down. So while everybody is out and about and scurrying around and doing whatever they do, I'm going to sit down and relax and enjoy my meal, because guess what? My little extra helper is here today, the little 18-month-old. Now, he's already eaten some food, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't eat while he's downstairs with Lauren. My 12-year-old is here as well, and my 19-year-old is here. But they're not ready to eat, but I am. So I'm going to go ahead and have me a nice, quiet meal while everybody else is doing some other things. How about that? So thanks for joining in. Hope you had a nice, quiet Sunday dinner like I'm having today. So until the next time we meet again, toodaloo. Love y'all. Take care.